All right, good morning, pumpkins. This is Miss Bloom. So this week I'm going to do a short review of prepositional phrases. And I'm super, super excited because these, I feel like once you master the prepositional phrase, grammar is just all about subjects and verbs. So sit back, enjoy the ride. It's going to be a great day, and it's going to be a great Grammar Friday. Just to review, a prepositional phrase tells us about time and location. And as Miss Stewart said last week so eloquently, it is anything a squirrel can do. One thing I know with my students this week is that they were really struggling with they were really struggling with the idea that of was a preposition. So just kind of a reminder, of is a preposition, and then the rest of them really are based on time and location, like to or through or across. And then we have the compound prepositions, but of was one that I know my guys were struggling with. So, and I'm figuring when somebody has a question, everybody does. All right, the object of the preposition is the noun, and it has to be a noun. It has to be that person, place, or thing. That is next to the preposition, the where or the when it's going. The actual where or when. Remember, prepositional phrases can come in two parts. They can be adjectival, which is answering the question which, and adverbial, which is answering a whole host of questions such as when, where, how, and you guys had that from last week. Make sure, when in doubt, if I was a halfway educated person, which I like to think that I am, when in doubt, it's probably adverbial. Really, for adjectival, you're only going to see that when it is under the subject. Very rarely are you going to find a prepositional phrase under the noun. As I told my students on Friday, never say never. Justin Bieber, be like the Biebs, but it could happen. All right, let's look at some of these together. And what I actually did was I made put doubles in here too. And so we're going to talk about when to connect and when not to connect. So let's go ahead and start with we would stand on the bridge at night. We is going to be our subject. Would stand, remember, would is a helping verb, so those are all verbs. Then put in parentheses your prepositional phrases. On the bridge at night. And we talked this last week about your preposition is going to be your PO, and your bridge is going to be an OP. It spells poop. And poop, if you've ever had to clean it up, especially after an animal, if you split it, it smells, it's runny, it's disgusting. So make sure that you keep the preposition with its object. Super, super important. And then at night. So we have here location, which is saying where they stand. And then they're also saying at night when they stand. Okay? So you're going to end up, you're not going to connect these two. And I'll go ahead and show that. So we have we would stand. You have no complement. You have no direct object. It's all prepositional phrases. Because this is still adverbial and it is modifying stand, you're going to go ahead and put at night. Okay? They do not connect in this case. So, let's do another one. This one I think is kind of tough, but I think we can do it together. His love of the land and his love for me are somewhat intertwined. So we have the biggest thing is to identify that we have two subjects. We have love on both sides. Okay? So when you have that, and I know a lot of you guys remember this from last year, which I was impressed. You're going to have love, and you're going to have love, and it connected by and. All right, the verb is going to be are. Are is a linking verb, meaning this is either going to be a predicate nominative or predicate adjective. It is an adjective, so it's going to be a PA, predicate adjective. So, and we have of the land, and for me are prepositional phrases. So now we got to put those in too. So we have his, and then of, land, the, his, for me. It's not super different, just adding those prep phrases. Then you're going to put, you got to show me that the predicate is starting, so it's going to be are. Okay, intertwined is describing the subject, so we're going to slant our line and put intertwined. And then some what? Okay? That should be total review. I'm going to do one more. I'm starring the one that I want you guys to turn in. You will not have a choice of two sentences. Go ahead, and I'm going to cross out Michael Jordan. He's just the one saying the quote. But that is the one you're going to submit to Mrs. Stewart or I on Schoology. Let's do one more together. The sweet potatoes in the vegetable bin were green with mold. Okay, so our subject's going to be potatoes because it could be any type of potato. We have our prepositional phrase, PO, and then our OP. Vegetable is just a modifier. Then we have a linking verb, and then green is an adjective, so it's a predicate adjective. And then with mold. I wanted to show you an example of the ones that could be in a predicate adjective. Does it happen very often? Absolutely not. But does it happen? Yes. So you have potatoes. Then we have are. Slanted line because it's a predicate adjective. It's pointing back to the subject. And then which we have to ask ourselves which potatoes. The ones in the vegetable bin. So that's going to go in bin vegetable. And then green, and it's telling us with mold. So with mold. All right. So that again doesn't happen very often, but I wanted to make sure that you go through it. A couple things that I would recommend doing above each prepositional phrase. Write the question it is answering. Example, which. When you have doubles, double prepositional phrases, you have to figure out, is it modifying the subject or verb? You have to ask yourself, what is it modifying? And we will do more review in class tomorrow, okay? I've been really impressed with my guys. I know Mrs. Stewart said the same sentiment to me about her classes. You guys are rocking our worlds. So keep up the great work and bring any questions you have about prepositional phrases to class tomorrow.